Here, Assistant Commissioner Jason Dexter and Consumer Service Director Robin Tierney of the New Hampshire Insurance Department. I'm grateful that they're here today. So go ahead and turn the time over to the two of you. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. My name is Jason Dexter. As you said, I'm the Assistant Commissioner here at the department. I've got Robin Tierney here. We've been asked to come in and provide an overview of the New Hampshire Insurance Department activities, which we're happy to do. If we all start with is give an idea of what sort of products we do regulate and then kind of how we regulate them. And then turn it over to Robin here to give us a lot of information about the consumer division. And then we'll kind of loop back up with some things that are happening at the department that may be of interest. And then I understand there's a question period. So with that said, again, we're the New Hampshire Insurance Department. We regulate a lot of different insurance products. That includes property and casualty products, which is your auto, your home, your workers' compensation falls into the property casualty area. We regulate life and annuity products that are in our market. The big one for folks is the health insurance, which falls into the category of major medical or supplemental health products, of which there are many. And then we get some random ones that, for example, continuing care retirement communities, we regulate those. What products are regulated by insurance departments do vary from state to state. We are a particular state that's kind of got all of them. So what don't we regulate? Some of the things we don't regulate is we don't regulate Medicaid. We don't regulate Medicare. When it comes to supplemental Medicare products, we do regulate Medicare supplemental products, but we do not regulate Medicare Advantage. And the other big issue is self-funded products. That we only regulate the commercial market. So if you're a self-funded health insurance, we generally don't regulate those markets. So that's the breadth of what we regulate. How do we do it? A couple of different ways. One unit we have here is the Financial Regulation Division, which is really focused on domestic carrier solvency and solvency of insurance companies. You have to have enough money to pay claims. That's super important. Things go badly if they don't have the money. So that's a whole unit focused on making sure that the accountant books are clean and companies have the right amount of money in reserves to pay company claims. We have compliance unit, which is ultimately regulating products before they hit the market. So if you're going to introduce a new health insurance product into the market or a auto policy into the market, those come to us for a review. We have teams that look at the P&C products, and we have a separate team that works at the life and health products. But that's a process that plays out on an ongoing basis. We also have market regulation divisions, which are more focused on once a product hits the market, are the carriers doing what they said they were going to do with those products? So we have teams that go into carriers, they do market conduct examinations, get inside the books and look under the hood, so to speak. Then we have two of our more cop style units. We have an enforcement unit, which is really more focused on broker activities. They can get mixed up in other things, but they're focused more on brokers and that sort of thing, versus the market regulations are focused on carriers. And then we have our fraud unit, who is doesn't discriminate. He will go against anybody that's committing fraud, whether that's a company or an individual or a fake insurance agents. Those are out there selling fake products. We go after those too. I think there's some good YouTube videos of our fraud unit doing presentations that you can go find. And then lastly, we have our Consumer Services Division, which is why Robin's here.
Oh, did they freeze or did I freeze?
They are frozen.
Okay.
Yep, they're frozen.
Make sure it wasn't me. I'm in the office, so it shouldn't be. You two are frozen. I don't know if you can hear us. Just wait a second.
Better there.
Can you hear us?
Yep, you're back. Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm Robin Tierney. I'm the Director of Consumer Services. Our Consumer Services unit is made up of 4 CSOs, Consumer Services Officers, who 2 work specifically on the property and casualty side, and 2 work specifically with life, accident, and health. And then we have a supervisor in the unit, and she works with both sides. Some things we tend to do is help people understand their policies. We try to educate them on what the requirements are or the limitations are of policies. We help work with denied claims, help people get treatments covered if possible. And we talk about missing policy life. And then we also discuss confusing rate increases. And we try to help them the best we can, but we're not always 100% successful, but we always do try and get them. If we can't help them, we get them to where they need to be. Jason?
All right, thank you, Robin. So I think you've heard a theme here where we break things out by property casualty and life and health. And given the audience we have here, and you're aware that major medical health insurance does take up a lot of oxygen though in this area. So it's just kind of this, it's a very complex area with complex regulations about a state level and a federal level, and there's just a lot of competing interest and issues. In light of that, we as a department do take an extra area of focus on health, in part because we have to. It's an area where the legislative folks downtown are very involved in this area, so we're often called in to ask to provide information. So that's just every year that this happens. We've done a couple of things as a result of that I'll just want to highlight. One is we have an annual hearing on premium rates and healthcare cost drivers that is occurring October 25th this year. And that is an opportunity where we bring in actuaries to explain what's happening in the market that is either causing healthcare costs to increase or remain stable, and where things are happening in the markets of, like, say, individual versus small group, how those shifts are happening. It's a good presentation that we always get positive feedback on, and then we typically have a speakers that this year I think our focus is going to be on overall healthcare costs versus we have a couple of things in place right now that are focused on the actual costs of healthcare services and what providers are being paid by carriers. For example, we have New Hampshire Health Cost, which is a page where you can go and look up the cost of certain healthcare services. That's been up there for quite a while now, and we're continuing to try to improve it and add particular new conditions. This year, we have had an increased focus on prescription drug. So we have added areas on New Hampshire Health Costs that speak to prescription drug costs. Primary focus on high cost drugs that are entering the market. So that's out there as well. And then we've had a series of federal grants in this area where we've been able to do some other presentations related to network adequacy and again, the small group market which in New Hampshire is very slowly declining, but it is each year incrementally going down. So that's something we're focused on. Seeing if there's any areas we can help in that area. So with that said, that is the presentation we had for today. Happy to take questions or cover any areas if folks want to ask.
So I have a question. The primary audience here are individuals who work with their community health workers and work with people throughout the community, connecting them to resources and benefits and such. Do you do any one-on-one services, or what would be the best way for a community health worker to connect somebody with the resources that you provide?
So I think if there's an individual that has questions, they're always going to start with the consumer division. That's the best place to go, in part because we have the phone numbers out there. There's an email out there too, yeah? There's an email out there, and Robin's team knows if something needs to go somewhere else within the department, they have that information, and they know who to tag to get an answer quickly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Robin, is your contact, should people just contact your email, or is there like a consumer link and such on the website that they could connect with?
We have consumer complaint forms and healthcare provider complaint forms on the website, and our email and phone number are both on the website as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I will put it back in the chat here. I just saw the submit complaint, which is the first tab on the website. So we excellent. Thank
And
you.
you can reach out to us before it's at a complaint level. Okay, if it's just an inquiry and you're looking for a question, depending on what it is, we might be able to help you. Even if the answer is, you know what, pick up the phone and call the customer service line of the carrier. They have people that deal with this sort of stuff every day, and sometimes this happens a lot. We're almost an intermediary between providers and carriers, and so we're used to that. But they're experienced in help.
Thank you.
Nothing in the
Other,
chat.
don't see anything. Do people have other questions? All right. Looks like they don't. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. So thank you both for coming to